So I always get the question how to get the perfect blonde. Well, it all starts with really good natural level. Anybody can be blonde, but depending on how dark you are and further down the scale, the more damaged your hair will be to get there. For example, the perfect blonde lives in the natural level 6 through 9 and 10. It's very rare for anybody to be a 9 and 10 unless they're under the age of 5. So we always see between 6, 7s, and 8s. Eight's one of the lightest colors you'll see as an adult, and that is the best canvas between 6, 7, and 8. Dirty blonde all the way to a medium blonde because they are going to live like a dream. So in order to get that perfect blonde and maintain it, I'm going to show you how I do it with my friend Samara. She literally has just a little bit of regrowth, and because she's already light level 10 after 2 sessions, we're just going to touch the roots. The secret to keeping the hair healthy is only touching the parts that are fresh regrowth. You don't want to overlap. The only time you overlap is if there's anything darker down through the ends, and you want to be very strategic about where you're placing that lightener because any overlapping could be catastrophic. So when it comes to achieving the perfect blonde color, it also pays to have a lightener you're comfortable with. A lightener that you know how it works and it doesn't swell that much, as well as tools, combs, and color brushes. Even down to the foils you use are extremely important. If you aren't using tools you're comfortable with, you're not going to provide the best work. I know if I don't like the foil or my weave comb or even my color brush, the entire appointment has gone to hell. I'm not in my zone and my work's not going to be up to par. That's how serious using great tools could be.
I'm lost in a city, still so far from home. I've searched for you all my life. Cast out like a shadow, racing towards the light. I pray to see you one more time.
Some of my favorite go-to things when doing the perfect blonde. My lightener, you guys know I've always been a great fan of Blommy by Schwarzkopf. I used it for the first better half of a year and a half of my career, but all of a sudden I had issues with it. Swelling was getting so out of control. It was coming out of the foils. It was a mess. Every now and then I will give it the benefit of a doubt and try it again, but it's like lining up with the moons and stars for it to not swell. So I kind of scratched it. I love trying it once in a while because it does have great lift and it's very, very gentle. It's one of the best, strongest lighteners on the market in my opinion. But because of all that swelling, it really made me not want to touch it. So I went to Goldwell Oxycure. We know that I was using that for about a year and a half straight. Well, I just now recently switched it up where I get into a moment of trying new things, and I've been trying different lighteners on and off, but right now I'm really stuck in my ways with Joico Blonde Life because it does not swell. You guys, this lightener has up to 9 levels of lift. I would say more like 8.5, 8. It's very blue based, but it has a bonder built into it like Schwarzkopf does, so you don't need Olaplex, but if you do add Olaplex, it's double the protection. There's no weird things happening if you mix Olaplex in. It doesn't puff up, none of that. The consistency is amazing, and I never had it swell, not even once. The only lightener I've ever tried that never swelled one time. So if you haven't tried Joico, definitely get into trying it. I guarantee you will not regret it. Also, foils. You guys know I love Frame R. I've been using them since the beginning of my career. I also lately been dabbling in flimsier foils, thinner ones, your traditional Reynolds and stuff like that. I like the regular size, and I like how the thinner, finer foils are easier to pack a tighter head full, and it doesn't weigh my client's head down. Some Frame R foils, it gets my client leaning to the left and the right. It's very heavy, but it's great if you're new into foiling by using their Frame R embossed because they stick, they don't move, and they don't slip. The Reynolds ones that are a little bit thinner and flimsier are not for beginners because they don't have as much control. So now I'm going to move on into the toning portion with Samara. I'm going to be doing 6N, 6NA to match her natural base on her root shadow. I'll leave the front end out around the face line, the face frame, like I always do until the last 5 minutes. Then I'll slightly tap that, comb it through, and me and Kathy are going to both do one side of the head each so we can get this done quicker. This was the 6th client of the day, so we're trying to get out of here. So 6N, 6NA, and then I'll tell you what I toned her with all over the ends in just a moment. Satellites. When I'm old and losing sight, carry me home all through the night. I need your love, I need your light, like city nights and satellites. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for another videos now in the history books. Her hair is beautiful and it's that perfect blonde. I hope you learned something here today with tips and tricks from me to you. And I want to make sure I'm always putting out content you guys are learning from and actually want to see. So please let a message down below letting me know what video content you want to see. I'm ready to dive into YouTube 150% full time, giving it my best on both channels as well as all social media platforms. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one as always. So long for now, guys.